Hello, everyone. Good evening. It is evening, and this is Doe from Doe's Junkie Journals, and I want to share another journal with you. I'm going to call this the Roaring 20's Journal. It's a kit by Studio 28E, and that's Sherry Evans. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name, but it's CZMYR. And she, I believe, calls this Flapper Girls. It's 6 across. The cover is 8.5 long. It's only one signature, and it's sewn in with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It has 92 pages, counting the front and back of each page. And we'll look at it and see what's inside. First off, this is a part of the kit. This is a page in the kit. And I just thought this young lady was so cute out picking what we probably would call weeds. I used to pick something like this that was a tobacco plant. And it made a good, if you sprayed it, it made a good filler for a household arrangement in the fall. So anyway, she's picking these stems, and the birds are flying over. And she looks like definitely in the 20s with her little hat and her pearls. They're black, and her little tiny short skirt. So, okay, we'll look inside. First off, this says 1920. It's jazz time. The cover is heavy cardstock, 2 layers, and then this is another piece of cardstock. So that's actually 3 layers of cardstock right there. And this first page is the kit, and it's a pretty lady. And she's sitting very sexily, that's hard to say, in a wingback chair. And this is just a nice botanical type card with some butterflies. This is a page from the kit. It's like an accounting page. And this is from the kit, the pocket and the tag. And I've just put some pink seam binding on the top to pick up the pink in the flowers. And I back the pages with lines. Occasionally it slips by me, but most of the time I do that. This is a nice little folder from the kit in the blues with some pretty roses on top. This is just a scrap piece of card and a tag that I made out of a file folder. And it has some pretty ribbons on top. And those ribbons were gifted to me by Karen Wilson some time ago. And I haven't really used them. I've hoarded them. I didn't want to use them. This is a pretty little lady with her cute hat and her beads and her cute little dress. And she's sitting on a real fancy little love seat. And she has her luggage with her. So she's either going or coming. We don't know which. But anyway, she's a cutie. I've done a little stamping, or with a stencil, I should say, stenciling here. And this piece of paper comes from a scrap that I used out of the kit. This is a tag that I made probably at the knee of Andrea Allen from Artie Mays. And this is her butterfly and probably her little ticket with a page from a book and some cheesecloth and cardboard. So that was a make-along, I call them. And this is a piece of card that came out of a kit, Carol Tinson. It's part of one of her kits, and not sure where this is probably already made. This one I can't recall, but it's the typical cigarette card, I guess, and these of course are flamingos. And I put those in this side pocket, and these are also some nice ribbons, and I really like this one. It's really like a eyelash trim. This is just a scrap and a little card from the kit, Sherry's kit, and this is another one of my well, it's an index card is what it is, and it's coffee dyed, and I've put a couple of things on it, enhanced it a little bit. And that is a Tracy Fox, something from one of her kits. I've really got this mixed up, haven't I? A nice page from the kit with some pretty background paper and a couple of pretty ladies. This one looks like she's ready for the stage. On this page, it's a coffee dyed page with some stenciling, and this is really my favorite page in the kit. I just love this green, and I put a little piece of scrap behind this lady, and the pocket of course is the kit, and this is from the kit. And this one looks like it's a card, but it's actually a part of the page, which is a lot of times in this kit, it's like that, and it's kind of neat. This is another one of the cardstock that I printed one of Carol's designs on from one of her kits, and this is a little ticket from the Studio 28E kit, and this I believe is a freebie from Artie Mays, and of course it's nice for journaling on the back, and a little stenciling and some more stenciling. And this young lady, I'm not sure whether this is a towel or a drape or what, but she's not heavily clothed. And a nice little card from the kit, and this card is from the kit representing the hats of the 20s, and the prices are unreal. $1.95, $2.25, $2.45, $2.75, and I think that's about the most expensive one. Oh no, here's one for $3.48. That's a real high dollar one. And this young lady is sitting on a round table, and she is sporting some fancy socks, and look at her white Oxford shoes. And this, I think, is a scarf or something. It's black and white, so it's a little bit hard to tell. This page is from the kit with some pretty roses on it, and it's lined, and we have some more stenciling. And this is a pretty page that I have cut out around fussy cut. And these three young ladies look like they are ready for a party. They are dressed in their finery. And this is a cute page advertising cars and the car quality. And yet I see there's snow skating, ice skating shoes, and sticks, and I'm not sure what this is, just a scarf, I guess. So I guess someone's in the snow having a little bit of fun. This came from the kit, as did this. And this is another one of my tags I've made with the card from Carol, and I put a ticket on it, mainly because I like the color on the top of the ticket. Sometimes it's not related except by color. And I had a piece of turquoise eyelash trim that seems to go right along with the color scheme. And now this young lady is very flapper looking with all of her beads and her skirt that has many levels to it, I guess you could say. She's very cute, and that page is lined. And this is a fashion page with hats and some patterns. And this was just a random piece of paper and a postcard that I'm not sure where I got that. This came out of a paper pad of mine that I've had for a very long time. On this page, I fussy cut these roses here and used them as a little pocket, and this came, both of these pieces come from the kit. And here's that young lady sitting on the round little table again with her fancy socks. And some nice music paper, and there's those pretty flowers that I fussy cut over here. And here's a card that representing the keys on the piano. And on this side, I've got a little envelope made with music paper, and there's some paper inside that you could journal on. And these ladies, I think these ladies have been shopping. And they're talking, and they have their furs on and their cute little hats. And she seems to be touching up her makeup. And they look like high dollar. They've got a nice car. And this is the hats again, and it's in a large size, and I have flipped it out so that you've got extra places here to write. And this page has got lines on the back of it and a little stenciling and a very pretty lady with very blue eyes. And here's our flapper type lady with her pearls again. And this comes from now all of these are kit pages. And this comes out of the kit, and this is just a little, it says the weeds would be very silent if no birds sang there, except those that sang best. So it doesn't really rhyme, not sure, but anyway, it's a little saying. And you've got room to journal inside. A little more stencil. This is the center of the signature, and these lovely ladies I've got back to back, and they're in their fancy clothes, and I don't know how old, now these look like boots, but there was a time when our nylons had seams up the back. That shows how old I am. And that's what I first thought, but as I'm looking at it, I see it's got buttons, so those are boots she has on. And this is a picture that came out of one of my paper pads, and I have mounted it on the black cardstock, and then in addition it has a page from a dictionary behind that. And that's been around for a long time, and I finally decided to use it in this journal. She kind of looks the age of the 20s. And a nice little butterfly, that's an Artie Mays freebie. And we have another ticket that I've made out of a file folder, and I've stenciled it. On this side we have a large postcard, and that too can be written on the back. And here's the pretty lady with her fur, and she looks like she's ready to party too. And we're in the second half now, so this page backs up to that pretty lady, and I used another piece elsewhere. This is a pocket I made with, I call it my faux, what do you say? The thin, anyway. I make them out of little pocket, or little sacks I get from my pharmacy. And when I get the tea dye on them, you can almost see through them, and they're very much like the little envelopes that you buy. This is a page from the kit, and this is another page from my stash, my old paper pads, and not sure where the little birds came from. Could be a calendar, I don't recall for sure. Book page, music paper, and some of that paper. I think it's well, it's not the same, but it's similar, and it's also from a paper pad. And here she is again. I used her inside the book. And here's some more ladies. And it must be kind of cold, and they're trying to get a ride in this car. And look, he's on the outside, but if they get this cab or whatever, they can get on the inside. So I think it's cold, and they're trying to find a ride home after their shopping. And this is another stencil, and I've stenciled here, and I've cut this out. This is part of the kit, and I cut it out, and it just seemed to fit right there. And here's some more music paper that's from the kit, and another page from the kit. And this lady is sneaking a cigarette, and she has it in a garter, and it would be under her skirt if she were standing. And she has fur on the bottom of her dress and around the arms. The sleeves, I should say. And here's another lady that came from the kit, and I've just put it on a piece of cardstock. Put some lace on the bottom. Not sure where this came from. I'm not positive. I've kind of forgotten. It could be Artie Mays. I'm not sure. I know this was her freebie that she gave us a long time ago, and I've just hung on to them. And this is another page out of the kit. Very pretty lady here with her eyeshadow. So this is sort of depicting makeup. And there's makeup here. And this lady has on her little hat that's very popular during that time. And again, these ladies are, this may have been a pattern, like in a pattern book or something. And it's just a journal card that you can journal on the back. Now here's the lady again with her big long cigarette holder, which I know you can't see. And I'm probably getting too far over and out of frame. Sorry. And this came from the kit, and this is from the kit again with the hats. And this is a file folder tag I've made with some seam binding on the top. And this is kind of a favorite page of mine, along with that green. This is a Packard, and that's a car from a very long time ago. And my dad had one of these. And there's a picture of me sitting on the running board. Now, younger girls don't know what running boards are, maybe. But anyway, there was a place that you could actually stand on before you got into the car. And it was a great place to sit and take pictures. And I have a picture of me as a child, very young child, sitting on the running board of my dad's Packard. So I like this page. This is another piece of paper that actually came out of an Artie Mae's grouping, kind of background pages that she calls them. And they're collaged, I guess you'd say, and a little butterfly. And this is the Martha Stewart punch. I don't recall now. Floral Vine, maybe? I think that's correct. Not sure. And this is from the kit. Nice little pocket. And the bird, I'm not sure where I got the bird. And this is a tag from Artie Mae's, and that might be another freebie. I'm not positive about that, but I believe it's a freebie. And this is another page from Sherry's kit in black with the pretty pink roses. And here's the other side of the little lady that has no clothes. She just has a drape or something around her. And this is from the kit, and the tag is from the kit. And this is another tag, or yes, tag that I've made. I usually call them tickets, and I've stenciled on it. And I used a piece of the scrap paper here as a pocket, and I punched the corners. And this piece is from Sherry's kit, and this is just a piece of paper pad, and it's just was an odd piece, and I just saw it and put it in there. And the piece behind is actually the front cover, and I just had this piece left, and I just thought it made a nice background for these other pieces. And it's almost the color of the little flowers. And the back page, or just about the back page, and here's that pretty lady, and she's dancing now, so she went to a party. And these are on the paper, so that's neat. And here's a couple more ladies. Again, she looks like she came off of a stage with that headdress. And then again, here's the ladies that are really decked out in their finery. And a dark green pocket that I've made with a butterfly. And I have a bird on here, and it can be journaled on, and another piece of paper that can be journaled on. And this is the last page, and this is that lady I cut out and put on the other page. I think she is so sweet looking. I love her, the colors, I love her hat and the flowers. And this book belongs to, and here on the back is Myrna Loy. Now, you have to be pretty old to know who Myrna Loy is, but she was a very beautiful actress in her day. And that's the last of my journal. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me next time, because I'll have more. Thanks again, and good night.